Welcome to new YouTube vlog.
Okay.
It's a beautiful morning. We got the sunrise. So first thing in the morning, go outside and get sun in the eyes without any artificial light hitting you before you're outside. And as you can see, it's a little bit late. Sometimes not always manage to reach the sunrise. And it's better to sleep than put alarm to wake up for sunrise. I have to work, and so I wouldn't reach the sunrise today. I woke up naturally, and for now 15-20 minutes I just do some movement here, and then I go for a walk on the beach. Morning walk. So nice, sun in the morning, no people, just quiet. Okay, I don't know how good you guys can see, but here you have the measurement device I use. And having this one, you should definitely invest in something like this if you're trying to grow taller, because it's the most accurate, and it's going to help motivate you in every way when you see the results directly. And you can see the measurements. I don't know, can you see? Yeah, so I've had some mornings during the times where I'm actually fully, call it locked in, where I'm closing in now on 6'5". But yeah, I'm working so much that I've been somewhat inconsistent as well. So usually it's still going to be slightly lower than that. Bro, this camera here is Johnny S. Can you see? Yeah, so still some way to go, but... And then if you're now asking me why it's changing, first of all, because we have the main methods, of course, set in stone, with the aspect, yeah, fascia, biomechanics, in general, structure optimization. But in regards to decompression, I'm still testing a lot of things, and yeah, that aspect. And in regards to that, it's more so getting to the point where you can actually fully lock it in, and then you of course have to combine the fascia work and the biomechanics work for it to actually be permanent. So I'm positive that in the near future I'll be able to reach 6'5". And the reality is, for my age, most likely, yeah, pretty sure the growth plates are closed, but I'm still optimizing everything that we can do regardless if your growth plates are done or not. So this is just fully optimizing that aspect. And yeah, if I could have been more consistent, it would have been easier to track as well. But yeah, I'm drowning with work in every way here, so I have to prioritize that, unfortunately. But hopefully now soon I'll be able to do more. We're at the beach. It's 8 UV and 38 degrees. Built up the solar callus so I don't burn. So it's nice. And it's actually surprisingly clean. Fishes, crabs, and they clean it daily. But it's really warm. Like, it's almost like going into a hot spring. But of course not optimal. Okay, so she just cleaned, and we got the recording set up here. I'm gonna record a YouTube video now, and the new setup from yesterday. Just if I'm gonna start doing live streams, but normally I don't sit at all. But that chair was shit as well. So we got the fridge as well. Look here, blackout tape, no artificial light, tape here, so the light here doesn't turn on. And we got some raw milk, and we got some strawberries. Not usually I or me that has those, and that pineapple is too ripe. We got some cheese, and then also the dates are not for me either. And then we have some raw milk, and we have some bone marrow, and then we have some meat. What's this? Yeah, some meat, more milk, and yeah, I don't know why they gave us this, but okay. So just got delivery of raw milk in glass. This supplier here doesn't give in glass, but been having this sitting outside, so we consume later today. Never drink milk cold.
Where is the best place for sourcing high quality raw meat and dairy anywhere in the world? So when it comes to food sourcing, this took me years to dial in the sources I currently have for this. So when my clients join my coaching, we have sources all over the world. So in the US, I have everything can be shipped anywhere. In Europe, anywhere you're in Europe, we have all the main aspects, and then I'll teach you how to source locally, the things that should be sourced locally in terms of meat, etc. Those simple things, but we have everything in regards to the highest quality dairy, butter, cheese, everything that can be shipped anywhere in Europe. And then also in Asia, I have local sources, and yeah, even in countries like Australia and Canada, where it's extremely hard to source. Russia, Belarus, anywhere in the world, literally anywhere. I have a full list and that my clients get access to. But how do you find the best possible sources? So there are sources where you can find raw dairy, so or raw milk. There are websites where you can get raw milk, and then from there on you can often find other dairy sources. The only easy place to source is pretty much the US and Asia. Those are publicly open to raw dairy. Europe in general is very hard to source if you don't know what you're doing. There's so many entrepreneurs, they make all this money, but then they just end up spending all the money because they completely neglected their health and they destroyed their looks. And for preventing, that's what you guys should be doing. If you can avoid getting to the point where you have hair loss, that's much easier to do. Preventing is much easier than reversing, and they realized, yeah, the money didn't do what they thought it would do, and then they just, yeah, it's just an endless hopeless cycle. So I'm not selling anyone that's not already sold on joining themselves. Very important thing to understand. I'm not using any type of sales skills on those calls, even if I can, and that's not how I do things, because the mindset and mentality aspect is so important. I could let in a bunch of people, but I need, and I'm still looking for more testimonials and results proof. And if I don't believe that you have the mentality and mindset necessary to achieve results and do what it takes, I'm not going to let you in, because then I won't get any results proof and testimonials. In order to optimize your bedroom, shouldn't you just get a grounding mat? Then you don't have to worry about all the different EMFs, because they get neutralized by the grounding mat. So in regards to non-native electromagnetic fields, it's so extremely nuanced. In some ways it's also simple, because it's just be further away, keep distance. But when you're going to the point where you're trying to use these products to either shield yourself or, in this situation, ground yourself, first of all, the dumbest thing you do is grounding mats that you stick into the wall, because that is still dirty electricity, and it doesn't matter if that's grounded. So never ever get a grounding mat and stick that into your electric socket. Never ever do that. I'd like to ask if there's a minimum age requirement to join your program, and how much do you have to pay to join. So first of all, with the age requirement, I even have guys in my program that are 15 years old, and I have females and guys in my program, or men in my program, that are 55 years old and 50 years old. But to be 15 years old and join my program, you of course have to have acceptance from your parents, and your parents still have to sign the agreements for you to be let into the program. So that's one important thing. But no, there is really not any age requirements. But if you're below the age of 15, I would probably not let you in, because when you're 14 years old and younger, you're a kid, and you shouldn't be on the internet in the first place if you're 14 years old.
think there's anyone in the whole world that's eating at the level I do, like full on. And for the amount of time I've done, all these other like primal dudes, I would not call myself a primal dude first of all, but all these other guys, they're putting avocado, sauces, all the shit. I'm literally just straight up raw dogging this shit for fucking 5 years. So no wonder the results. Okay, so here you have just me experimenting with the new camera, but this beach is where I would actually go swim. On the other side is close to the boats and the actual harbor, and the side I showed you in the earlier clip there is outside with the actual sea. So there is going to be way less pollution, and here I'm just walking in the streets trying the new camera. And it's so important that you guys go outside, especially of course in the morning, get that sunlight in your eyes. So we got the milk delivery here. Some beautiful raw milk. Bro, these boots are too sexy. Oh my days. I need to figure out how to use this camera. I'll zoom. Zoom. When you're buying football boots, if some of you play, you either have to get the narrowest boots you can find, the ones that literally hold your foot like crazy, or you have to get leather boots. Those are the only options. Don't buy anything else. Okay, so here you guys can see the setup I have for work. I'm using this one for posture when you don't have a monitor, because it's very hard to find monitors that don't have flicker, and then it's just stupid to buy. And so that's for posture. And then you have, bro, how do I use this camera? And then I have the mouse and the keyboard for the EMF. Ideally would have it even further away from the computer, but it's fine. And then also have a desk where you can use as standing desk, because sitting is not optimal. And then the door open. Of course, here when it's 50 degrees during the day, that's not always realistic. And then also in a lot of environment, the air quality. But when I'm in places where the air quality is top notch, the door is always open. So when I'm working, laying down, the door is always open, so there is natural light coming in, and natural light that blends out from the computer light or on the phone, even though I'm using filters on both of those, regardless if it's in the day or not. So yeah, need natural light. In these clips here, I'm just going around recording, and it's actually really nice complex. I should have gone here and played football, but I was super busy. Played barefoot football, but I was just super busy this whole trip. So pretty much just working 24/7. So there was not pretty much any fun. It was just work, and yeah. So we're making the Slurp juice. We got the natural sparkling water, as you can see here. We got the organic juiced lemons, and we got raw and heated honey, and we got the apple cider vinegar, unfiltered, unpasteurized, organic. And this is just for taste, pretty much. There's no purpose in this, but it tastes really good, the Slurp juice. And then here we're at the mall, and just have this crazy aquarium. I've seen it before, so for me it wasn't anything new, but yeah, I thought I'd just record for you guys. And really nice mall overall, even though it's not natural, but still cool to see, and maybe cool for and interesting for some of you to see as well. Here, the Johnny S. Fish and the boys.
Så hänger på filmen. Aha, 20 euro.